Good afternoon, I'm James McLean and you're watching MediaPlex live at 1. Black Oak Heritage Park has been beloved by many Windsorites since being established in 1989. However, the park recently has been under some negative light. Matt Flood has the story.
For nearly 15 years, Friends of Black Oak worked with city naturalists to preserve the Black Oak Heritage Park, specifically its natural trails, as volunteers. The community gradually reduced trails to 9 kilometers of city-approved trails between 2005 and 2015. In 2018, most trails were made restricted by the city, and only a 1.7 kilometer trail is available for use as an environmental study is performed.
The community has been without their trails for over a year, and they have been unable to have access to the park that they've had for over 20 years.
The Parks and Recreation Department is attempting to protect species at risk and restore the park to its historical state under the Parks Master Plan, Rediscover Our Parks. Jan Wilson, corporate leader of Parks, Recreation, Culture and Facilities, asks for cooperation from the community.
We ask that they can work with us with respect to improving our parks, and so that they can be managed in a way that's responsible from many different perspectives.
Environmental consulting firm Sage Earth will finish their study in the spring. Once it is done, the Parks and Rec Department will review the plan and bring it to City Council. For MediaPlex News, I'm Matt Flood.
Everyone braved the cold for the St. Clair College Sports Park groundbreaking. Ryan Percy has the details.
3, 2, 1.
Students, faculty members, and community gathered at St. Clair College's South Campus for an announcement and groundbreaking for the college's new sports park. The $21.5 million facility plans to include tennis and volleyball courts, along with a baseball diamond and other amenities for both recreational and varsity athletic programs. Heads of the college said the goal of the facility is to give students what they've been asking for from St. Clair for a while.
What this means for St. Clair is that we can provide the amenities that the students have actually been requesting for years and years. And it's been really important to us to try and bring some of our sport teams home.
The college's Student Representative Council will be in charge of the projects and have already set in place a protocol that sets roughly $13 million in funding for the building.
To see it come to light is extremely exciting, and for the college it's great. It's not only good for the current students, but it's going to help us get more students in the future.
After construction of the park is finished, the day-to-day running responsibilities will be shifted onto the college's Student Athletic Association. With the money and investors secured for the new Sportsplex, it's not going to be long before all this space behind me gets turned into volleyball, tennis courts, and more. And hopefully I'll be around in warmer weather to take part in it. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Percy.
Who among us doesn't like flowers? Suraj Sashi reports.
Many people are afraid to grow orchids, but experts say all it takes is to learn more about them. The place to do that is the Orchid Society of Windsor. The society recently held an Orchid Stew event in the horticultural greenhouse at St. Clair College. The event was for experienced orchid growers and beginners.
The pictures to show you what it is you're going to have the end result for. Because so many of the plants are green like these ones, and you get there and you're like, okay, so what's it going to look like? Now we know. And how to take care of them. What one needs to be wet, what one needs to be dry.
Since these flowers are fragile and requires attention, John Marcotte has tips for people who tend to kill them.
Beginners, kill their orchids because they care for them too much. They give them too much water, they water them far too frequently, they give them too much light, they give them too much fertilizer, they overreact if they see a single gnat, and they bombard it with heavy chemicals, and they just overcare.
Just with a lot of research and a little care, you will be able to grow your own beautiful orchid. For MediaPlex News, I'm Surat Sessi.
Now let's go over to Murad Al-Said with the weather.
Now for our forecast. On Friday we expect a chance of flurries with a high of -4, and Saturday it will be sunny with a high of -6. Back to you, James.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm James McLean and you've been watching MediaPlex Live at 1.